Hello humans. Today on Cooking Adventures with Katie, I will be making Madeleines. Now, if you remember from episode 8, I had put the icing in the Madeleine cake molds. Well, it didn't really work out. I ended up just spreading the icing all over the cakes, or the cupcakes. But I have a recipe for about 20 tea cakes, and we'll be making Madeleines. Now, I know I mentioned this in my last episode with the joy of cooking. Now, the joy of cooking is the best cookbook in the world ever. You will never want any other cookbook ever again, ever in the world, ever. People are like, "Oh, ask Betty," when it comes to anything having to do with cooking or, whatever. Ask the Joy. Joy's been around since pre-World War and Depression era, and I mean, it's a really good cookbook. It's about $40 and about yay thick. But it tells you why you cook a chicken such a way, what flavors it provides, why you cut a chicken a certain way as opposed to another one, when cooking with wines, how to cook with wine appropriately, which wine to use for which dish, which wine to serve with which dish, blah, blah, blah. Let's speak properly. But yeah, so the Madeleine tea cakes are, it's kind of a mixture between a sponge cake and a butter cake, but they're about, yay big, and you eat them with tea. And they are one of my guy's favorite cookies that he can't have anymore because it has dairy in it. Well, with a stick and a half of butter, it's a little bit of dairy, but luckily I have dairy-free butter and everything will work out. So you need a cup and a half of sifted cake flour, a half teaspoon of baking powder, a quarter teaspoon of salt, a cup and a half, or 3/4 cup or a stick and a half of unsalted butter, but you want it cut into small pieces, 3 eggs, 1 egg yolk, 3/4 cup sugar, and a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. So with those things, and everything has to be room temperature. The only thing I have to make room temperature is the butter. And I don't know if you can see it, but it is there. And next to my bleach bottle, because I just cleaned my kitchen. So, that being said, I'm going to gather everything together and we'll get started. Alright, so we have the cake flour, so I need a cup and a half teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It's supposed to be sifted together, but because I don't have a sifter, I'm just going to put it into this bowl and mix it around a little bit and be done with it. And it should be broken up and sifty enough, right? Half teaspoon baking powder. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. There it is. Alright, so now I don't have a sifter, so let's just do. Okay, so that's done. So mash and beat in a medium bowl with a wooden spoon or spatula until the consistency of mayonnaise, the stick and a half of butter. So, like I mentioned in the previous episode, I do the tub. The piece that you see cut out is a half stick. Look, that's tiger. If I cut this into a quarter, that will be a whole stick, so this plus that would be a stick and a half. So, let's get that going. Alright, so, who knew that whipping butter into a mayonnaise consistency would be oddly satisfying? It's weird. I'm just like, grr, anger and frustration's gone. Alright, so, now in a large bowl, on high speed until thick and pale yellow for 2 to 5 minutes, or as fast as I can because I don't have a mixer. 3 large eggs, 1 egg yolk, 3/4 cup sugar, and a teaspoon and a half vanilla. So here is my bowl. Let's get all that together. Now I'm gonna do the egg yolk first. I don't have to reserve the whites, but so people can see that egg's already cracked. There we go. So very much like normal. Crack. But you want to go from side to side until you have just the yolk in the shell. And I'm going to do this over the sink. So let's see if I can get a good angle. Alright, so that's most of the white falling out. There's my yolk. And just kind of go back and forth here. And try not to break the yolk. I assume if you do, it's not going to be that big of a deal, and I did. But as best you can. But that's the yolk, and I'm going to put this in the thing before it decides to go everywhere. So, shells into the disposal, because shells are good for the disposal. They help sharpen the blades. Little tidbit for you. Here's something that's pretty cool. Let's see if I can do it. This is egg number 2, but hey, one-handed shelling. And egg number 3. Whoa! How awesome that was. How cool am I? 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. And then 1.5 teaspoons vanilla. Alright, so now I get to beating. It's the best part. So much fun. On high for 2 to 5 minutes. Alright, so it's thick, but it's not pale yellow. So I'm continuing what I'm doing. Alright, I think it's a light pale yellow-ish. It's frothy. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way. But, so we're just gonna go with that. So sift the flour mixture over the top and fold in with a rubber spatula. Okay, all of it? Yes. Sift all of the flour mixture over the top and fold in with a rubber spatula. Okay. I'm sifting. I promise. This is what sifting is. When you don't have a sifter. Yep, sifting. I think I'm a pretty damn good sifter. I think I'm doing a pretty spiffy job. Oh. My sister at that point that I cursed would say, Katie, pie. Because anytime I would curse, because my mom would be like, around my kid sister, I would be like, pie, pineapple, green eggs and ham. And so my sister just kind of is like, pie, whenever I curse. Or whenever she wants to say something, she'll go, pie! And it's just like, Sarah, dude, come on now. But we're folding, and folding, and folding. Okay, so if I had had a sifter, there wouldn't be flour clumps. But I think I did a pretty good job of getting them out without overworking the batter, which is the biggest problem that I think I come across. Because if the batter's overworked, it comes out a different texture than what it should be. But anyway, so let's see. I need to take a dollop of this into the butter and then scrape the butter into this. So spoonful into that, butter, and then scrape that into this and fold together, and then it has to sit for half an hour. Okay, so dollop. That's a dollop. And then scrape this into that. Okay. These are always useful. This is actually an icing scraper or a batter scraper for just this case. And I got it from Hobby Lobby for like $4 last summer. Last summer? Yeah, last summer. Or spring or something. And it was like, oh look, it's the spring collection. Blah. Yep. So now I fold this together and then let it sit. Alright, so while this is sitting, I should probably take the spatula out. I'm gonna clean my kitchen of these little dishes so that way I don't have to worry about it later and get those out the way. Because I gotta sit here 30 minutes. 6:15. My hours of sleeping are dwindling. By the way, the batter tastes really tasty. Oh, also, during this time, you want to set your oven to 450 and get your pan ready. Alright, so it has been 30 minutes. And it says, using melted butter, generously grease 1 or 2 Madeleine pans with 12 molds each. This is 1 pan with 20, so there's that. Fill the molds 3/4 full. Any remaining batter should be set aside and used later. Bake until cakes are golden on top and golden around the edges. Typical cookie stuff. So about 8 to 10 minutes. But my oven cooks fast, so I'm gonna set it on like 5 and just kind of watch it. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna do what I did previously with the icing and just put it into an icing bag and just in each one, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so instead of butter, I'm gonna use my olive oil thing. And cut this up and let's get this going. Alright, so it says 3/4 full. They're kind of full all the way. Most of them. So we're gonna stick these in the oven and hope they turn out decent looking. 5 minutes and they're burnt. Yeah. Well, no, it's dark golden. I don't know if they're supposed to be like this, but that's how they are. So I'm gonna do the second batch and let those cool, and we'll see how they taste. Oh, now it does also say to wipe the molds clean, let it cool. Let the mold cool. Yeah, no. I don't have time for that. I have to work at midnight, and I gotta go to bed. Alright, so these next ones I'm putting in for 4 minutes. I also burnt my finger on the oven door because I'm a smart person and didn't open the door all the way and my hand went down too far. So, but it's cool. 450 degrees for a split second. But let's see how these came out. These are quite tasty, man. These would be, oh my god, there's a reason why they're tea cakes. These are really good. So, that being said, success. I feel like I kind of want to put chocolate chips next time though. That'd be cool, but also a lot of sugar and whatever. But, Cooking Adventures with Kaity number 10. Yeah. Madeleine tea cakes that come out looking like little boats. But, or flying saucers, however. But, they came out well. Success. like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever. That whole shindig. I am a lot more laid back today. I am tired. I have been up since 4 this morning, and I gotta go work at midnight. So, just thought I'd throw a little thing in there. And, yeah, if you have any ideas of what I should make next, shoot me a comment, message me, whatever. Soon, there will be a seafood gumbo and the actual Devil's Foods cake for my sister's birthday. She's turning 21, and we're gonna get schnockered. Yes. So, yeah. Y'all have a good day, and until next time, happy cooking.